A recurring question I've seen in the comments since the Saturn 35mm video is, when is the rest of the set coming out? Back in April at NAB, the folks from Sirui told me this set was going to be made up of a 35, 60, and 90mm. And I like those odd numbers. But the time of the truth has come, and here we have the 35 plus a 50 and 75. It's not a bad trio, but not as different as I was expecting. The Sirui Saturn series delivers small and lightweight full-frame 1.6x anamorphics. I was going to say these are just slimmed-down versions of the Venus series, but that is not the case. These are optically improved as we don't have the squeeze change over the focus distance that we see in the Venus series. The Saturn lenses are a constant 1.6x squeeze all the way down to minimum focus, which is at 0.9 meters or just shy of 3 feet on all three lenses. In fact, they have a lot of constant things, like the short focus throw of 120 degrees, I really wish it was 180 or longer, a maximum aperture of T2.9, which you can, but shouldn't, stop down to T16, with 10 aperture blades to keep bokeh mostly smooth through that range. You can pick your mount from L, E, R, F, X, Z, and DL. And the ones that I have here are L mount. And yes, they cover a full frame sensor open gate, which is the best way to take advantage of these lenses. The 3:2 sensor aspect ratio combined with 1.6x squeeze comes to perfect 2.4:1 final aspect ratio, meaning nothing gets cropped. The downside is Panasonic is falling behind with almost 2 years on the wait for 1.6x in-camera D-squeeze. The lens's physical lengths are ever so slightly different, which is not that big of a deal since the positioning of the focus and iris gears is the same, and that's what matters. One thing that bugged me was that they have different thread sizes, with 58mm threads for the 35mm and 62mm threads for the 50 and 75. This just means you'll need to get step-up rings for using the same filters on all of them. For this, I highly recommend SimMod's rings and stepping up straight to 77mm threads with an 80mm outer diameter for a clip-on mat box. It is also a simple accessory that Sirui could include in the final release at very little cost. Besides the lenses being fairly small, they are surprisingly light for what they deliver. Sirui claims a carbon fiber barrel, and I'm guessing lots of the internals are also changed to get to this weight. Sirui folks told me more info about the weight is revealed in the campaign page. The 35mm weighs 390 grams or 0.85 pounds. The 50mm weighs 470 grams or 1.05 pounds. And the 75mm weighs 480 grams or 1.06 pounds. Comparatively, the 35 and the 50mm are 1 full pound lighter than their Venus equivalents, and the 75mm is 2 pounds lighter than the Venus version, which is almost 1 kilogram. This makes me immensely happy, as putting them on a gimbal and running the rangefinder for autofocus means a lot less stress for small projects and one-person band scenarios, like I demonstrated in the test footage for this episode. The crowdfunding campaign for the 50 and 75mm lenses is up on Indiegogo, where you can get them from $1,000 per lens, while the final retail price will be $1,300 per lens. Sirui has claimed a position of extreme sharpness, even wide open, and that goes unchanged here. Having sharp results at T2.9 just means I don't have to ever stop them down unless I want to highlight the environment for storytelling purposes. In distortion land, we already saw the 35mm display's intense pincushion, and that trend continues on the 50mm and 75mm. I have started a pilgrimage to show that pincushion is really not that big a deal, as you can adjust it with a single slider in Resolve. Regarding the flares, we have two options here, neutral or blue coatings. The set I have is neutral, and that means they pick up the color of the light source. So a green light will give us green flares. Blue coatings will always give you the strong Sirui blue flares that we see in the Venus set. I do like these lenses because of their size and weight. I'm finding that my style of filmmaking benefits from this trait, and having that plus some cinema standards is what makes me most happy. I don't think the image is perfect. I feel bokeh is mild at 1.6 times, but at least now we have 1.6 times across the whole focus range, and that is a big improvement. T2.9 could be faster, as I said earlier. Unfortunately, the short focus throw on the lenses can be bypassed by using a remote follow focus, and I've been using the Nano 2 for that. Thanks to the RS3 Pro and the rangefinder, I'm going through a renewed interest in gimbals and autofocus. Not having to fight the maximum payload is a fresh and rather new experience when working with anamorphics in these scenarios. What are your thoughts on the Saturn set? Are we all in agreement that you are going to stop asking me about it? I hope you had a good time while watching this episode, and I'll see you on the next one. Tjute Verheddings, out.